All right.
The following program is rated MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Okay, students, this is your 5-minute warning. I repeat, 5-minute warning.
Silence. This is the 5-minute warning with Ruben Brown, happening right now.
Take two. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining us this Sunday evening. This is a 5-minute warning. I am Ruben Brown. And of course, the usual suspects who like to hang out with me. We got AG on the ones and twos.
What's happening, y'all? How you doing?
And we have the awesome correspondence from Moby. I can't even come on nothing.
I'm just here.
Nice Seattle hat. You might be the only one who still has a Seattle hat like
man,
that.
This hat's dope.
I didn't say it wasn't. I was just saying you might be the only one like left. I don't think
Maybe.
people in Seattle got that hat. I mean, I'm not saying they suck. I'm just saying that, I don't think anybody in Seattle's got that hat. So
There's probably still some Ichiro fans that have it.
Ichiro. I mean, between Ichiro or, Griffey Jr., I mean, somebody's got to have it. But hey, it's what we do. Hope everybody's had a good week. We have, I guess. I mean, I've had a pretty good week. What about you, AG?
It's been good, man. 3-day weekend. Lovely.
Nice. Moby, what about your weekend?
Can't complain.
Nice. I would ask you what's in the glass, but that's none of my business.
That's none of your business.
So
Yet
I'm not going to do that.
I
didn't really ask. I just put it out there. It was like, yeah.
If you really knew it wasn't your business, you wouldn't have said anything at all.
I was hoping he'd tell us, because at least we could tell like it's something else. Because normally we can't see through the glass, so that means he's a little braided there. I can't tell if it's Kool-Aid or adult Kool-Aid.
We'll go with that. Kool-Aid. Yes.
Yo, man, I do have something to say. I do have something that was interesting on Friday.
Oh, what's up?
The wife and I went to the beach. So we generally have a pilgrimage to OBX at least once, try to anyway. So we got up, went to the beach, got our stuff set up. We just cooling out, right? Number one, I went to the beach, didn't get in the water at all, which I thought was completely ironic, even for a black person.
That sounds like a whole waste of time, but okay.
Yeah, it really wasn't. It was a good time. But anyway, speaking of black people, we saw approximately the entire time we were at the beach, we saw 3 black men the entire time. Now we're sitting in a place where this is a beach access road, right? So everybody parks there and walks to the beach, and then you have houses right behind you, and then you have houses across the street from them, and then you have a development across the street from that. So everybody's going to the beach at this spot, right? It's an access point.
Yeah.
So everybody's in and out. We saw 3 black men. Now the funny thing about that is, the second funny thing about that is, I can't believe I'm saying this because I'm guilty as hell too. They were all white women. Every one of them. And I'm sitting there going, the first thing I saw, it was this guy. He had to be 6'8". I want to say it was like 6'8". His girlfriend was my height because 6'8" is large. And so I was just like, okay. I saw him, I ain't paying no mind. Second dude, what? Third dude, what? And then I had to look at myself. Hey, what?
I guess y'all all got the memo.
I know we really did. I thought that was the most ironic thing.
I mean, maybe Friday was bring your white girl to the beach day.
Well, there are plenty of white girls out there, but can't really say it's a bring your white girl to the beach day when there's only 3. But that was pretty ironic, though. I didn't see not one. Now we did see more black people, meaning I saw a dad and a son, but my wife was quick to point out, nah, he's swirly. You see his hair? And I was like, and then we saw the wife, and I was like, yeah, no, never mind. He was with a white woman too. So I'm just saying.
I guess y'all go to the same spots. Apparently,
Apparently we did. Well, no, I can't really say we go to the same spots because it's like there was only like 4 of us, 3 on the beach and one at the lighthouse. So
Did those 3 black guys get in the water?
they were closer to it than I was.
Ladies and gentlemen, what does this say? Let's keep the stereotypes going all the way around.
hey man, old boy that was on the beach, man. I saw another clip with him. He was asking a different question.
Oh, the dude that was asking about the decade?
Yeah, he was asking a different question on Virginia Beach.
What was the question?
He was asking people what continent we were in.
Oh no! Did somebody say United States?
2 people said United States. The first person said Richmond. We were in Virginia. They were in Virginia Beach, and he said we're in Virginia Beach, right? And he was like, "So what continent are we in?" And she said Richmond.
Oh, it's she. Make sure we say she.
Why does it got to be she?
No. He asked the dude the question, and every other person said United States of America. That's the continent we're in.
And they're all black, huh? Face.
You know we wouldn't do that to other people.
Well, actually, 1 or 2 of the people in the last video were white.
Nah, they weren't like legit white though.
Thank you, AJ. I didn't want to be that guy.
I will. I just told you about the 4 early couples. You know I'm that guy.
Wow.
They weren't legit white folks. They
Oh
weren't.
my god. So basically what we're saying is if somebody approaches you on the beach, run away. Because if you get up there and you may not know an answer to something that you learned in 2nd grade, maybe even 4th grade, heck, maybe even 6th grade, because they give you multiple chances. Just don't answer the question. Just walk away. Just
Okay,
walk
well,
away.
tell me this, Moby. Tell me this. Did somebody at least say the Americas?
No.
Okay. Never mind.
United States.
Well, at least they say South America.
Oh.
I mean, they would have had a continent right, just not the right one.
Let's move on. I shouldn't have brought it up.
Yes, you should have. That was good.
That was funny.
Because I promise you, every time
12,
every
man,
time
12.
exactly. I saw a Tom Brady video today where he was throwing the ball. He was throwing the ball into the jugs machine, and I couldn't. After I was in shock and awe, I was like 12.
So before we do get started, anybody see that Subway commercial? It's like 5 Subway commercials out now.
Okay.
Because I guess they went fresh.
They still can't explain the tuna. There's nothing fresh about them. I don't trust them at all.
I mean, it's whatever. But
Okay.
apparently, in one of the commercials, Stephen Curry's about to talk, and then Tom Brady slides in and gives the tagline. And Stephen Curry looks at Tom Brady, he's like, "Do you even eat bread?" And I was like,
Exactly.
"That is a fair question."
He doesn't.
We
He
ain't
hasn't had a strawberry before. Yeah,
We ain't get no answer, but that is a fair question.
it is.
How you gonna sit there with a sub in your hand and you don't eat bread?
Because them checks cash.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, them checks cash.
Exactly.
Oh man.
That was hilarious. Yeah,
so-
because if you're all about inflammation, you ain't eating bread. That's for sure. So
Not if you're a pro. But then again, you can eat all the bread you want. You can clearly lose weight in 5 minutes. So it happens. Because they got those special people.
no, Ruben, they don't.
Some people got them. I don't. Because God knows Jonah Hills went up and down in weight. And I feel like every month one month he's fat, the next month he's skinny. I need that dude's training, but you know what? I can't afford that. Because
You
that
need to-
trainer,
man, you need to eat less and to do more. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah, it's not a secret formula.
Now, if you need somebody to keep you motivated, I get that part. But the science of it it's not even science. It's basic arithmetic.
well, I mean, if I didn't have that problem, like liking food, that might be a thing.
Well.
But, you know,
I got that problem too, but it's still, man, it's just basic math.
yeah. So let's get started on some craziness today, some serious stuff today. We'll get the serious out the way before we can get into the super crazy, because there's some super crazy going on today. So Mississippi has asked the United States Supreme Court to overturn Roe versus Wade. Now, just in case you didn't know what Roe versus Wade was, it is basically the situation about abortion, making abortion legal in the United States. All right. So I don't want nobody to be on some question, be like, yo, what's Roe versus Wade? And somebody say the emancipation of black people. No, that's not what it is. It is about, because, man, somebody's going to say it, man. So,
Emancipation of black people.
I mean,
Well, it did
come
say
on.
Richmond, so yeah, you're right.
I mean, somebody said 12, man, to how many, how much years in a century? I'm saying, like, we're going to ride this out for a week. So basically, the one thing I got to say, because Mississippi wants to turn it, repeal that. So abortion is no longer legal in all 50 states. Now, my biggest thing is there's one citizen here that gets me. And it's like the Attorney General Lynn Rich of Mississippi says that the case for overruling Roe is, quote, overwhelming, unquote. So did it just become overwhelming like 2 weeks ago? I mean, it didn't become overwhelming like years ago or nothing. One day you woke up and it was like, this is what we got to do to overturn Roe versus Wade. Like, did it just pop in your head? It was like, that's the magic formula. I mean, because it sounds like you on the My Pillow train when, hey, I got this stuff saying that the election was illegal, but I ain't telling nobody till we get to court.
No, it just the secret sauce was they know they have the majority of Supreme Court justices now, so
Which is funny.
They know as long as it gets there, they'll win.
What that's the funny part about that, because AG and I are talking about this. You're right, they do, but let's be honest. Of all the decisions they've made lately, is that really the case? Because literally, Trump put 3 people in there to be like, yo, y'all got the advantage now. We're going to overturn some stuff. We're gonna make it like China up in this piece. And
I'm going to say yes to this one because this is the one common thing that this is the one thing that they all have in common is they've all publicly expressed before that they think this should be. So all of them on separate occasions have publicly expressed it. So yeah, I think there's a good chance they will. Now, would it surprise me if they decided that they didn't want to be the people who go down as the people who repealed this? No, it wouldn't surprise me. But I mean, if they go based on their previous track record, yeah, if this makes it, once this makes it to them, it's a done deal.
Well, and that's the funny thing about that. It's funny that you brought that up because in 1992, when the Supreme Court had Planned Parenthood versus Casey, they doubled down on that. That group doubled down on abortion being legal in the United States. So it's not all of them.
You're right, not all of them, but
yeah. I mean, so I guess what I'm saying is, yeah, I guess it's wrong, but I guess the situation is it could be wrong, but Mississippi still's got to prove they got to have a case. And that's my thing is like, did they just wake up and have a case like 2 weeks ago and was like, oh, we finally got a case? And I'm just like, what? Like y'all didn't have a case like 20 years ago. Now we just got a case. What has changed between now and then? And that's my question. AG, you got anything?
Well, I mean, I don't think you have to have any legitimacy to say you have a case, and I think that has been proven many times in the last 5 years. You can say something, and you have a platform, whether that be Twitter or the news or Facebook or whatever it is. If you're the right person and you say that you have a legit beef because this is happening, that's exactly what's happening because the reality is perception. And if you say it loud enough and you have a base that's willing to echo, then it's true, whether it's true or not. So do I actually think that there's an overwhelming, desire to have Roe versus Wade overturned in Mississippi? No. Or if it is, I don't think it's going to have some groundswell in the last 2 weeks. I think somebody in power with a platform, which we all have, said something that his base agrees with. And so, like Moby said, it looks as though we have the Supreme Court that's going to just be like, yeah, we're going to go with that. But based on history of their how they decide things, and then the emotional part, which is, do we want to be on the wrong side of this? I don't think it's necessarily a done deal if it does get to them. So we'll have to find out. But I don't think America's going to let this go. If it gets that high, they're going to hear about it. And then you get, like I said, you get the emotional response of, do I want to be on the wrong side of this no matter how I feel or no matter what the law says? Man or woman, I don't really care. It's just like, do I want to be on the wrong side of this? So as far as that part of the question goes, that's my answer. We'll find out. But I don't think it'll get to them, be honest with you, because they have to prove, well, let me say that back. I would think that they have to prove that they have a case for them to get to the highest court in the land to start with. So if they can do that and they get there, then we'll find out exactly what's up.
I mean, yeah. I mean, because it comes down to, are you willing to remove a woman's right to choose abortion before viability? And, I mean, I understand that some people feel that abortion is bad and whatnot. However, I mean, I guess the question is the Supreme Court willing to remove a right of an American, a civil right from an American like that? Because that's a big one. Even though, once again, if you ask the right person, they might say that is racially motivated. But I will sit here and probably say, I'm kind of interested and I'd like to check numbers, but I don't think you'll find numbers because I don't think that abortion clinics necessarily put out numbers, So Moby, you got anything else to add? I mean, you just hit yourself on mute, bro. Like you was off mute. Yeah.
Like I said, I ain't really got nothing to really add to. Like I said, they got the Supreme Court that they think they need to do this. There've been people who wanted this. A large part of that base has wanted this for a while. So yeah, they're just gonna try to find a way to get it to the Supreme Court because they figure if they get it to the Supreme Court, it's a layup because they got the people in place for it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Fitch says the law, quote, rationally furthers valid interest in protecting unborn life, women's health, in the medical profession's integrity. It is therefore constitutional. So I guess my question then is, what are we talking about here? Are we talking about the unborn life? Are we talking about women's health? Are we talking about the medical profession's integrity?
They're just trying to throw as many things in there as possible to try to add validity to their argument. That's all. They just gonna spray as many different things as they can. When the truth of the matter is, there is a large majority of that base that will say for religious beliefs they don't believe in abortion, and then there's also a large majority of those people that really just hate the idea that a woman has rights. And they'll never say it out loud that's right. The reason. They'll go around all these other things, but really it's like we can't stand the fact that this chick can actually decide what she can do with her own body.
I think that's the issue here, and that's for me. I feel like that's the main issue. Once again, we're talking about men of power and control of other people, and saying, hey, you can't do this because I say you can't. And it's like, bro, I mean, really?
And it's not all. There are a lot of people who will say, well, hey, that unborn fetus has rights too. And if you're one of those people, I don't have a problem with you. Like that's what you believe, whatever. But I mean, I am never for like telling a woman she can't do something with her own body. I'm just not for it.
Yeah, I'm very pro-choice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
because it ain't me. I mean, when it's all said and done, it ain't me. And I just feel like as a man, we shouldn't sit here and be like, girl, I tell you what to do. But there are a lot of men out there who are like, I'm going to tell you what to do. And that's very unfortunate. Moco Cowboy, did you expect them to say they were going to lose it? They were going to go into it potentially? Going to lose, going to it potentially? And they have to pander to their base. Yeah, the base, you got to at least try, you know? And, it's just one of those things where they have to reach out to their base and be like, hey, we tried to get it overturned. I mean, yada, yada, yada. It's only been here for 48 years. I mean, maybe this is our year. 48 is a special year for us. So let's get that done. Even though other courts have denied them and denied their appeals and all that, is like, I mean, find a couple courts that'll get you there, and I'm gonna say good luck with that. So, hey, whatever.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Cleveland has changed their name from the Indians to the Guardians. I guess my thing is, being a Washington football team fan, man, how come they made this joint quicker than we made ours? I mean,
Well, there was pushback coming from your team, and y'all were. And the other thing too is, since y'all fell, then they knew they were next, so they just got it done.
Yeah, they just went ahead of it, man.
Because actually, it was a surprise to me. I mean, I don't spend a lot of time watching ESPN or listening to, sports in general, but I was just on Twitter just randomly, and there it was. Did y'all
I
know
think it
this
happened
was
like
happening?
Friday or something. Yeah, well, I know that they had said at the beginning of the season that they're going to change their name, and I was like, okay. I mean, okay, whatever. Having once again being a Washington football team fan, I'm probably one of the few who are not unhappy with the current name that we have. I know it's going to get changed, and I have no problem with that. But I'm not unhappy with it. I don't think
Man,
it's like
at this point in
crazy.
time, they might as well just keep it the Washington football team.
I
man.
kind of like it, to be honest. That's just me. I mean, but then again, you put WFT and then, hilarity ensues. So,
No, it was funny.
so, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm just like, it's fine. You call yourself the Guardians. I mean, it's fine that you're not going to do this the next year. But I kind of thought that they removed the name Indians this year. But I guess not, because, ESPN and Fox, they say when Cleveland plays, it's the Cleveland Indians. I was like, oh, okay. But there's no logo. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, as far as the name goes, I don't know what that means for Cleveland. Like, is there a reason why they call themselves the Guardians? Like, I got nothing on that.
There's
Man.
nothing I know about Cleveland that let me know where that could have came from. Because actually, right now, the only thing I can think of is Guardians of the Galaxy every time I see it. So
Yeah, all I thought was like, this is a non-story that we've made a story. Like, they changed the name. I mean, that franchise has had like 4 different names in its history anyway.
oh, really? What were the other names besides Indians?
I don't remember, but they've had like 4 different names.
I did not realize.
I mean, they were the Indians for a long time, but they were other names before.
Okay. Well,
Yeah. Well,
it is what it is. I mean, I'm waiting on the Chiefs next.
they
They're
have-
all coming. Okay.
well, see,
I-
here's the thing. From what I understand, the Chiefs and the Seminoles have blessed their teams for them to keep it.
Oh, well, that's different. I didn't know that they had
Yeah.
permission.
Yeah, they've
Seminoles got permission.
got
I remember
permission.
that happened.
Yeah, they've gotten permission. So
Yeah, they're good. Braves going down too.
Yeah, I don't know what that's happening. Probably never is in the South.
Well,
And,
I'm just
you
letting you know. I didn't think that y'all would bend to that either, but you did. So, just saying.
Well,
I mean, the Washington football team is one of the most powerful franchises in the world, and so I'm like, if it happened to y'all, it can happen to the rest of them. Not saying that I didn't like it. I'm just saying that once y'all fell, then everybody else is on chopping block. As far as I was concerned.
Well, I mean, the difference is like there are legit threats of the NFL being like, you know what, we'll just remove you from ownership or whatever. I mean, like the NFL was threatening financial and all the other stuff, whereas baseball ain't about doing that.
I mean,
And
the Washington Chiefs, one of their sole stadium sponsors, was threatening to leave.
I mean, a bunch of this.
Yeah, FedEx
Yeah.
was.
I mean, it's
Oh,
named
really?
FedEx
Okay.
Field.
I didn't realize. I just thought
Yeah,
it was
Yeah.
the Washington football team and F y'all.
Not, a lot of that was all about. Most of that was all about money.
yeah, because FedEx had asked to be removed from the stadium. They didn't want it to be known as FedEx Field anymore.
And then Washington was like, "Oh, hold on, players. Let us talk about this a little
Hey,
bit."
we can negotiate this.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're just going to pay out the balance of their contract and just be done with it. Wow, that's hardcore.
I mean that tells you how powerful some things are. Like FedEx is fairly powerful.
Well, money is.
I'm about to say it ain't the place, it's the money.
It's the money.
What? No, I'm not saying FedEx Field. I'm saying FedEx as a company.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Still,
Yeah,
that's what you said. It's a money issue because
Yeah.
what do they pay? $100 million a year to put their name on that or more?
Might be more than that.
That's a lot of money not in your pocket if you don't. Well, I mean, they'll pay out the rest of the contract, I'm sure, but after that, it's like, what do you do? Because who's not going to follow suit behind FedEx?
Everybody is.
Exactly. It's a bad look if you don't. So,
Oh yeah. So I mean, it's just one of those things where, can we handle this financially? And they looked in their pocket and they realized, nah, that's not a good look. So,
well, either way, they did it. Good for them. Moving on.
yeah.
Now, are they still the Indians as we speak? Does it start next year or?
They're at least at this moment in time, they are still the Indians as we speak.
Okay.
Because that's all I see on ESPN and Fox when they talk about baseball. So
Got it. Okay.
until they change them, yeah, they probably won't do it till next year because they gotta get their merchandising and stuff up.
Sure. Got it.
So complaints, man. People complain with the FCC demanding Saturday Night Live be canceled. Yes, this is one of those things where people are unhappy with things that they hear on the show and they complain and complain. And when it's all said and done, nobody really cares. But, it becomes a news article anyway. So, some of the top complaints. Michael Che referred to President Trump as a cracker on TV. I mean, yeah, I remember that episode. I remember that. And I was kind of just like, wow, he just really said that on TV. Like straw, without question.
What was the problem?
I mean, theoretically, it's not really a positive. It's kind of a racist word. So,
Can we double down on this definition of racist word? How is cracker a racist word?
well,
I'm just saying because the definition of racism makes it kind of impossible for that to be true because we as black people don't have the power or influence to hold down white people with this word. So if I call a white person a cracker, I'm basically just saying you a pale dude. I'm just saying, I mean, has any of these white people's ancestors been hung to a tree and had somebody say, "Hang that cracker"? Once that happens, then maybe I accept the fact that cracker is a racial slur. Until then, I'll just think it's a funny thing to call a lame white person.
hey man, I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna sit here and debate with you what it is. I'm just saying. There are some pale white people who don't appreciate being called crackers. I mean, that's what it is apparently.
I mean, if they go out and get a tan, I call them a Ritz.
Ouch.
You don't even call them a Triscuit, man. You can at least call them a Triscuit. That's so foul.
Triscuits are nasty.
What about Toll House? Toll House.
Triscuits are nasty.
They're
Those
tan and
things-
buttery. Triscuits are not nasty, man.
and they're tasteless. Those things are disgusting.
Man, Triscuits are the chain. Don't even worry about that.
Yeah,
we
we don't let you have that one.
Is it okay if I say if I call a lame white person dry white toast?
I mean, okay. I don't have a problem with it.
The reason I'm bringing this up is because it's ironic because the first time I ever heard that's what John Bon Jovi calls lame white people. Which I was like, That's funny. So I think I'm gonna have to slide over there with Moby on this one,
Well, I think
even though it's insulting. But
I
it's
think
still
you could.
kind of interesting.
I mean, you can call somebody a lame white person. It's just too many words. By the time you get to person, it kind of loses the effect.
I'm just saying, is cracker more of a racist term than redneck?
I think. See, here it is. Like, first of all,
I know a lot of white people enjoy being called that.
not white. Exactly. Nobody calls themselves a cracker. No white person I know calls themselves a cracker, and make it as a pot. Yo, what's up, my cracker? No, that don't happen.
What's up, my cracker?
Well, that's because the word cracker was meant to signify that they were lame. So of course they wouldn't be cool enough to find a way to take it back. And two, why would the people with the influence degrade themselves?
I told you couldn't win. I didn't know why I was still talking about this.
First of all, I didn't say I could win or not win or whatever. I was just making a statement because that's what it says up here. Some people complain that Michael Che referred to the president as a cracker, and apparently it says, "quote This racial slur is offensive to every non-racist American, regardless of race, ethnicity, or skin color."
And I bet everybody who wrote one of them letters said "nigga" last week at least 3 times.
And the show has officially started.
At least 3 times. I'm over under of 3. It's under of 3.
He didn't even say Tigger. He just like
Because they not cool enough to say Tigger, so they just said nigga with the hard ER.
Wow, really? The
No
hard
A?
ER?
no A or AZ.
No A, no, just ER.
Yeah.
So another situation was Trump references on the show caused a lot of turmoil with one complainer based out of Missouri
We already know. We already know.
writing, quote, nearly every late night, he's a late now comedy show. I guess he meant late night. Funny. Comedy show is biased against Donald Trump, especially Saturday Night Live, Alec Baldwin. They be silent if Hillary Clinton won. I hear nothing mocking the Democratic leadership. They're doing more to divide America than the president-elect.
Then that person doesn't watch Saturday Night Live because they
Not at
joked on Clinton. They joked. They've joked on everybody. They're
Right.
pretty equal opportunity. It just so happens that Trump happens to be super easy to joke on. Like, I mean, he's just an easy target. And Saturday Night Live always attacks the easy target. So
I mean, is it that, or is it because Trump they're super sensitive about their guy? Because this
they're super. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just feel like maybe there have been more Trump jokes than other politicians, but that's because he's such an easy target. Like,
And he's orange.
Well,
because like, look, when Bush was in the White House, Saturday Night Live joked on him all the time.
true.
Because he was an easy target.
Which Bush are we talking about? Daddy Bush or Kid Bush?
To
Either
be
one.
honest, both of them.
Pick one. And he's right, because they did it for Carter. They did it for Reagan. They did it for Reagan for 8 years. They, did it for Bush.
And they joked after the sex scandal came out.
Oh man,
the Clinton thing was on every episode of Saturday Night Live.
and see, they joke on you if you don't really do anything in particular. Trump, oh my goodness,
He just did stuff.
He gave him material.
and he was an idiot. So I'm like, I mean, especially like after Lauren let me know what was going on with he had a rally, and he's talking about they didn't give up the routers. I'm like, and he kept saying it over and over again, like the router
What?
for your internet concerning the voting.
Who didn't give up what?
The company that he's mad at about him losing the presidency because of the voting. He said that he was saying that he was mad because he thinks that they should give up the routers. I promise you that's what he said, man, over and over again. Over and over again. They need to give up the routers. Why wouldn't they give up the routers? Not that the routers would mean anything. I'm like, okay, but that's what we're talking about.
I can't, man.
Yes, you can.
can't.
It didn't happen.
He's an easy target.
I mean, when you say stuff like that, man, of course. Like, yeah, like
It just amazes me that all of these, and yes, I'm gonna go out on this dangerous assumption and assume that all these people are white. All these white people like
Dry white
feel
toast.
so obligated to defend this man who don't give two F's about them. Like all these generally broke white people that ride to the end of earth for this guy, and he don't give two F's about them.
But he looks like them and he sounds like them and he's wealthy. That's a big deal, man.
I mean, so was Bush. Kid Bush.
No, he did not. He did not sound like them.
Yeah, he didn't sound like
Well,
them.
he sounded like that, but he whatever.
No, man, not even close. No one has come close. I'll go all the way back to Jim Crow. No president has come close to sounding like the dinner table than Donald Trump. Not one. That guy sounds like everything that you would say in private, except he don't care. He's saying it in public.
Well, that's the fun thing. He really doesn't say anything in public, but his people say stuff in public.
Man, okay. That's what I'm gonna believe.
No, but I mean, but when has Trump ever dropped an N-bomb in public?
Okay, we can be extreme all you want to, but the point still
That's
remains.
all I'm saying.
I realize that, but you're taking it in a place that doesn't even need to go. The bottom line is, what president have you known in the last 100 years has sounded like Trump?
Nobody.
Not one.
Nobody.
And he's wealthy and he's in charge. I mean, come on, man. They trying to claim him like we tried to claim Tiger Woods and got mad when he said combination. He ain't black.
Did we try to claim Tiger Woods?
We did.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness, you don't remember that?
Ain't no try. We did.
I mean, my bad. I
We
missed that one. I was off that boat.
Well, I'm just letting you know, it's just like the Naomi Osaka thing. I watched this thing on Lauren and I watched this thing on Netflix the other day. She's Haitian and Japanese, and Americans are mad she ain't playing tennis for the Americans. I'm like, she an American.
Yeah,
Again,
I noticed that today.
I'm gonna take her black card away. She ain't black. I mean, she Haitian.
I mean, I thought
I
that
mean,
was
she
interesting too. I was like, wow.
Man, she gonna sit in the back of the bus with us. But at the same time, is she like African American? No, she's Haitian and she's Japanese.
Yeah, she trying to stop Asian hate. She ain't worried about your Black Lives Matter.
Exactly. Or should she be? She got a card to live in LA. She's not a citizen. Leave her alone. And so that's how they feel about Trump. That's my whole point. When I heard Trump, I was like, this dude is the same dude he's always been, except, wait a minute, he's getting away with this. Why is he getting away with this? Because he sounds like every white person I know. That's not true. Not for real. He sounds like them. And so if you have somebody that's championing everything that you believe in, and you a boss, dude, you ain't gonna try to protect that. You ain't gonna try to claim that. I know I would. I'm just letting you know. If I'm in the Klan, or if I'm like riding the fence, whatever, that's my man. Ride or die. So yes, all these FCC complaints, I'm sure most of them are coming from one place. Because like Moby said, there isn't a president since SNL started that hadn't got tapped every week for something. Even when it's not even anything, they find a reason. Because it's satire. So for Trump, he's just an easy target because he's a freaking idiot. And he's a president and he's getting away with it. And like Moby said, he's got a base that he doesn't even care about, but they ride or die for him. Really? That dude would leave you in a burning building if it were between he and you. So again, like I said, man, you got to understand what the human condition is saying, because that's all that really matters here. Just saying.
All right. Hey, man, it's all good. I mean, and yeah, KP Yakko. No, I've not seen a complaint when they call Al Roker the a big tigger on SNL. First of all, I didn't know that happened,
I didn't know they did that either.
and I'd like to know who said that.
It
So
was Michael Shea.
real talk, weekend update, man. You need Michael Che be pushing them boundaries, man. He has dropped the N-bomb before.
You ain't gotta tell me. Actually, his show on HBO is really funny. But
I haven't watched it. Is it good?
It's pretty good. It's
I'll
pretty good.
I'll have to watch that. I have to watch that. All right, so now we in the section of they really did do that. So a young lady named Trinity Bethune
Oh no.
and Lumberton, North Carolina, Lumberton, yes, North Carolina, decided to go buy her a car with her own money. Now, first of all, the fact that this article said with her own money already says something different to me. So,
What does it say?
like, is that why do we need to talk about that? Like,
Because it's setting you up emotionally.
I mean, okay. I mean, it didn't set me up emotionally, but whatever. So she's 20 years old. She's excited about purchasing her first vehicle, and she went to this location and purchased a vehicle, a 2016 Camry.
Mm-hmm.
And these people put on the Facebook page, congratulations to Bonquisha. Who in the blue heaven is Bonquisha? But here's the thing about Bonquisha.
We all know.
Bonquisha is they don't know for sure, but it seems like a stereotype. You know,
come on, Oprah. Come on, Ruben. Stop trying to fake it for me. You knew exactly what it was. You knew exactly what it was.
I read it from the article, what the article says. I know what they talk about. But I just thought it was funny how the article was kind of dipping and dodging. And I was just like, bruh, I mean, but I understand why they had to dip and dodge, but it was funny. Because they said it seems like a stereotype for someone for them to be like ghetto. That's what the woman
That's
said.
what she said.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
It's something people use toward black people as a racial slur in an offensive term. First of all, I ain't never heard no Bonquisha. I heard Bon Felicia. I ain't never heard no Bonquisha.
I've heard the Bonquisha thing
okay.
too.
Actually, it was a name before that. So, yeah, it's always been there.
And then the dealership spoke to the news station off camera because God knows you're not going to put my face on this joint. The employee who made the offensive post have been fired. And they say they reached out to Bethune to apologize. And Bethune's like, I'm thinking about some legal action.
You need to give me this car for free, for real.
I mean, that's all the illegal action I need.
That'll clear everything up.
You can call me Bond, whatever. I just got a free car. What's up? But Bonquisha.
E-Money 757 Bonquisha.
Yeah.
Oh, he said Bonquisha.
I mean, here's the crazy part. Like
we all know what it means. If you say some type of ghetto French sounding name, we basically turning you into the ghetto stereotype spokesman. But that's basically what they did.
But the irony in all this is black people do it too. We do the same thing.
You're right. But it's one of them things where we like, hey, we can talk about that.
I know, right?
But we can't let them talk about that.
I mean, that's very true. But there's some poor girl out here who is truly named Bonquisha, and she's trying to figure out what's going on.
She got to take that up with her parents, man.
Exactly. Because I don't know why these parents doing this, man.
Yeah, she got to take that up with her parents.
That's when you get 18, change your name to like Leslie.
Susan. But wait a minute, don't we do this to white folks too? Don't we like commonly call white folks Biff and Buffy?
I mean, I don't, but okay.
Becky.
Yeah, we do it.
Becky, Karen.
But we don't go out there and put it on our dealership website like that.
On our Facebook, nah. It is only Becky with the good hair.
Becky with the good hair.
Oh man, I can never. I can't believe that. I literally quoted something from Beyonce.
Look, 80757 on the roll. He said, "Timmy, John, Tom, Jennifer."
The one I like to use is Zach because when you hear Zach, you pretty much know.
Yeah, you already know. You already know. Matthew. No, Matthew. That's a 50-50 ball to me.
I'm
gonna disagree. If it's Matthew, if he actually goes by Matthew, probably white. There might be a black person named Matthew, but we call them Matt.
Well, see, I don't know Matthews that are actually Matt though.
Wow,
that don't go by Matt. So yeah, I gotta agree with that one.
there's day like today when I thank my
I mean,
parents.
Matthew Stafford. I mean,
Yeah.
he wasn't Matthew until a couple years ago. Then all of a sudden he wanted to be called Matthew.
Well, what did they
Yeah.
call him in Georgia? What did they call him
Matt.
in Georgia?
Matt.
Matt Stafford? Okay,
Cause, man,
okay.
you got to be paid to get your full name up there.
Yeah, true enough. He did get a pretty big contract twice.
But it's days like this where I thank my parents for naming me Ruben. You know, because
So what you trying to say? What you trying to say, man?
I'm trying to say I thank my parents. I don't know. I ain't speaking about nobody else's parents. I thank my parents. That's all I'm saying. I ain't got nothing to do with nobody else's parents.
I mean, look,
Wait a minute, hold up.
Quatico is a very common name
I didn't say it wasn't
in
in the
Indiana.
Spanish community.
Oh, Ruben's in hot water now. Look,
Why?
hey, I need y'all's help with this. Kebiako said them rap songs use Becky as described. I'm sorry, them rap songs use Becky to describe an activity.
Fellatio.
Yes.
Really? Yeah.
So yeah, let me put it in a sentence. Hey, she was over here giving me some of that Becky.
You didn't know that, AG?
Say what now?
Hold on. First of all, before I get to AG, did you just quote young? What's it? Not Young Bird, the other whack dude.
Yes, there was a whole song.
I know
called
it
Give Me
was,
That Becky.
but I didn't know that you quoted that dude until right then. You quoted him strong.
I didn't really
I
quote
think
him,
I
like,
think you quoted that song.
it was a saying before he made the song. But I mean, if you
Oh,
want to
that's
give
right.
him credit with making a saying, cool.
And AG, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't. That's what I was asking.
Oh well.
AG, there's just a laundry list of slang terms for fellatio. Like, we don't have enough time. We just don't have enough time.
Yeah, because
Go
Moby
ahead
will
and
go
slob
through
in that
all of
knob
it.
with
for you.
old news.
Oh man,
Slobbing that knob.
like that's those.
They
never
made
heard of
songs about that. I mean, that's like
that's 90s stuff, man.
yeah, that's like 99, bro.
man, they're just so many. Just
Well, you know what? You know what I call it nowadays? Thankful. How about that?
About thankful.
And gratuitous. How about that?
Wow. Wow.
I think they say if you're married long enough, you just call that birthday.
I can't with y'all. I can't with y'all.
Why not?
Oh.
Hey man,
So-
this is when the show gets good, man.
So I will say this, AG. I would say that you should Dove. Yep, Dove.
Dome,
That's right.
head, slobbing on the knob, dropping the kids off.
Which
Like,
which is basically all of like 3-6 Mafia's first 2 CDs.
Wow. Okay.
I mean-
bobbing and weaving up and
Yes,
down.
Dave. Okay.
Yeah, man. They
necking.
came out with a song, Slob on My Knob. You can finish it, Moby. I know
Come
you
on,
know.
man. Everybody knows that. So
Something about car alarms and all that. Throw Baby. What?
yeah, there's an actual song called "Throat Babies."
What is going
I think I
on?
talked about it up here before, man.
Oh God.
No, I don't
And-
remember that one. Throat babies.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to a story. So like, all right. So
we get Ruben. I love this.
This is going off the rails quick.
I'm just saying. So I'm minding my business, driving down 95.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And this song comes on with a pretty catchy beat. And then the hook, and I hear my 9-year-old at the time in the back seat saying do re mi. And I'm going, do re mi? Is that what he's saying? So then I turn it up a little bit because I'm like, oh, so you know this song? And then I turn it up and I'm like, oh my Jesus. I felt like I needed to immediately drive to the church. So the hook is what?
Oh,
Sexy
God.
little bitch, sexy little hoe.
Oh,
I need to look up the lyrics, but yeah, the song is called Throat Babies.
oh God, no, stop it. I can't.
Yeah,
done.
man. It changed me because I was like, I can't let these girls listen to the radio no more. And I'm like, Kira, that's not what they saying. And she's like, I know that's not what they saying, but I just like saying do re mi. And I'm like, the fact that you know that's not what they're saying and you've already edited it just for me is a problem.
Oh God.
Okay, you want me to recite this or you want to leave it alone?
I mean, go ahead. I told you the lyrics.
Okay, it says
No. And the thing is, you got to understand.
Oh God.
This is a term of endearment in this song. It's got a beat as if it's like an R&B song, as if this is supposed to be like some love thing to say to the chick. Like, hey, I'm gonna say this because like this will get her in the mood.
You know what? You know what? Look. I just read like maybe 10 lines. I'm not gonna do it.
Wow, is that bad?
Hardcore. And I believe what you said. It's a turn. It's based on his
It's
perspective.
what sexy little female dog, sexy little garden utensil. I love the way you walk, love the way you talk.
Yep.
Let a young Tigger come play in your throat.
Oh,
Deep stroke your throat, make you choke. Throat babies, I'm trying to give them to you. Throat babies, I'm trying to bust all on you.
Oh,
And this
oh,
shit is on the radio.
oh God.
This ain't no BET uncut. This shit on the radio.
hey, look, hey, I gotta see your mama on Saturday, man. It's gonna be funny.
Man,
I'm gonna say it's Ruben's show on Shirley.
man.
And the thing is,
She know what my
KB
voice
said
sound like.
he's actually singing the hook. He's singing Throat Babies like this. This is a 2021 love song.
Well, to him, it is love, and that's just one thing that his love.
Oh,
does for
oh.
him.
And they got a remix with City Girls. Oh God.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh. That's all that, man. The level on that has just went from one thing to under the gutter. Like
How
it
Wow.
So
Babies.
just a little while ago, Dave Chappelle was saying you can't say skeet on the radio. And now we got
cannot.
Throat Babies.
good. I got nothing. I don't know how we got from Bonquisha to Throat Babies, but we be figuring out ways to do it, man.
That we don't figure out anything. That's a problem.
Hey, maybe he was singing that song too, Bonquisha.
And the track gets stuck in your head. That means I never need to hear it.
And
Oh,
now she got a brand new Camry, so she can come over to his house
Stop.
and he can give her Throat Babies.
And, you know, all
Full
of
circle.
this
Just
started-
brought it home.
this started. It's really E Money's fault because all this started when he said Becky.
Yeah, he did. Thank you, E-Money jerk.
Was that E Money or was that somebody else?
Don't matter. We here now. we here now.
Oh man.
So, from one thing to another,
One thing to another.
I mean,
Maybe Bonquisha is going from one thing to another. I mean, now she has the means of transportation to do such. So
God, I got nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how to get this show back on the rails, so it officially has gone off. First it was 12. Last week it was 12. Now it's
Becky.
Well, it went from Becky to Throat Babies, and Lord knows, Throat Babies. That
Oh man.
didn't see this coming.
You
whatsoever.
never do.
Never.
E Money said, I take the blame. Thank you.
We keep people on their toes, man. You listen
I'm
to
just
this
saying
show.
he's a married guy. He's used to taking blame. He's
Yeah.
he's good. He's good.
He's good.
So,
Drug dealing Karens.
well, hold on. So we have basically now we have our new drug people. Because I was gonna say drug dogs, but that's just disrespectful. So we got people out here looking at other people, making sure they ain't selling drugs on the street. So of course, this white lady approached this black woman on a bike. She was selling hair products at the park. Now, first of all, I will say this. It's hard to be mad at this white woman for thinking what she thought. But you just don't be if you think it's a drug deal, what, you just gonna roll up on somebody? I mean, last time I checked, if it's a drug deal, they probably got something like called, I don't know, a gun. I don't know. I mean, I'm just some sort of protection. And they on a bike. Bruh. Like
Baskets.
what?
With 2 baskets.
Yeah. And I'm just like, so you felt so much in your world that it was cool for you to walk up to this black woman on a bike and be like, are you dealing drugs? like you already, like, it's one of those things where I feel like sometimes you deserve what you get. And like, if this woman would have hit her, I'm gonna say she shouldn't have hit her, but I wouldn't necessarily be mad at it. Cause how you gonna roll up on somebody giving a bag to another person in a vehicle, and then you could be like, are you selling drugs here with your moo on? And it's like, come on, bro. I mean, yo, man, I know it's Sacramento, but damn, man. Like, is it? I don't understand.
I mean, maybe we misread the room. Maybe she was asking because she was trying to get some.
I mean,
Not based on these pictures.
nah, not based on that video either.
I mean, truthfully, I feel like the black woman should have asked her, "Are you selling drugs?" Because based on the new war on drugs, which is pretty much trying to find people who are doing opioids and prescription medication, I feel like the white woman looks more like the person selling drugs than the black woman nowadays, just based on current stereotypes of prescription medications and whatnot. But yeah, like, I don't know, like this white woman wanted to be a hero apparently,
but
and
she left her life of watering her plants to walk across the street to directly, go up to a woman with your hair won't done on a bike with 2 baskets and be like, are you selling drugs here? Like, I
what if the black woman would have answered yes? Then what?
This ain't a story.
Then what happens next? Like,
This probably ain't a story. Cause
I just want to ask a white woman, like, what happens next? Like, if she would have told you, why, yes, I am. Like, would she have then said, okay, I'm about to walk back across the street and call the authorities?
Yeah,
no, you're not.
What was your next move after that? Like, did you think this through? Like, come on, man. I mean, she was making a sale. I mean, giving the woman in the car a brown paper bag full of hair products. And like, yeah. And she had to explain to this woman she was doing nothing wrong. I don't owe you nothing. This is a public street. I don't get it, man.
Public service announcement. White people, sometimes you just need to take a deep breath and then mind your motherfucking business. Like, just inhale, take in all of that, and then just go, all right, I'm gonna mind my business now. Like, it'll help you out so much.
Like, honestly, if it wasn't
about this, man, we've talked about this on the show, and you say you don't understand, but you really probably just forgot that you understand. Anybody who would approach someone that they think is a drug dealer with the intent to reprimand at least is a person who doesn't understand that some people will respond to you.
Yeah. Because
if she gets off that bike, shows her what she's selling, and then commits to whipping her ass, if that was the response in her mind, that she knew that was going to pop off, if she said anything, she would have never said anything.
Yeah, and then would be because if that would have happened. Because if that would have happened, we'd be like, man, she ain't have to whoop that old lady ass like that.
I don't know about that.
Okay, I probably wouldn't have said that, because if I'd have heard the story that the chick just whooped around the old lady's ass, I'd be like, what did that lady do? That's always my response. Like, what did she do?
That's true. That's true. But at the same time, look, man. If you think you winning, then you act a certain way. If you think you losing, you respond a certain way. When people do this, they don't think that somebody's going to respond. That's the bottom line to me. She is looking at her and pointing and whatnot and everything. She understands that she understands life a certain way, to the point where she has a modicum of confidence that she isn't going to respond, and she has no right to respond. But if a woman like that felt like the general response would be a bullet to the head or at least a beatdown, then we wouldn't have these articles. I'm not saying it solves the problem. I'm just saying when people think that they're going to lose, they respond differently.
You're right. I've said it a couple times. Violence is never the answer, but sometimes it's a good solution.
Yep.
I mean, let's be real.
It changes things like if you get bullied and then one day he catch you on the right day and you take a stapler and now he can't open his eyes no more. He will learn. He will learn not to mess with you. He'll still be.
That got dark real quick.
Yeah, it did, bro. I'm just like,
that got dark and like eerily specific. Like, I mean, hope you ain't up here incriminating yourself. Like,
no,
hope you ain't stapled.
But I'm saying, if you got me on the right day, whether you could whip my ass any other day is immaterial. Because if I break your knee in half, then I don't have a problem with you. You'll remember
twice.
You will remember.
Yeah, the consequence or the fear of the consequences.
Exactly. It's like being scared of your mom. Dude, most of us as men tower over our moms physically in every way, but we're still scared. There's a reason for that.
AG, I am not scared of my mom. I am innately aware that she will kill me. Like, it's not fear. It's not fear.
You just know death is coming.
It's just an awareness. Just like Rubes, it's an awareness that I know if there's certain things I do, death will ensue. Like I know there's no going to jail. There's no collecting $200. It's right. You do this, you die. It's not nothing to be afraid of. It's just something to be aware of.
Okay. Well, it's the same.
It's like you don't put a fork in an electrical outlet. You know why? Because you know it'll electrocute. Now, I'm not scared of that socket. I just know I'm not going to stick a metal object in it.
AKA, if you know you're going to do something stupid, you know what's about to happen.
Exactly.
Well, it's all the same meal to me.
But here's another thing. Let's look at it from a different way. The reason why I think this happens is because when it's all said and done, we may have different thought processes, but women are not known to be innately overly violent. So, hold on. Hear me out. Hear me out. Like, for instance, a lot of times when serial killers and all that stuff, the first thing they think is a dude. For most of them, it is a dude. For like 95% of killings and stuff, it's a guy doing it. But that 5% is a woman doing it, and then it's so way worse. It's so way more calculated that you forget that, well, that's not really possible. And here's the thing. I say that because she felt comfortable enough to walk up to this woman because she did not fear another woman doing anything to her in such a violent manner. Because when it's all said and done, a lot of women don't do things like men do. They become emotional, and that's when they do things. For the most part, not all the part, but for the most part. So that's why she rolled up to her, because she had no thought process and nothing had ever told her that, or ever experienced to the point where, you know what, this woman might hit me with a gun or slap me in the face or do something like that. Because realistically, that experience ain't there. Now, we understand that because we've either seen it, experienced it, or when it's all said and done, we just know what we're dealing with. But a lot of people haven't dealt with stuff like that. That's all I'm saying on it. I mean, she didn't think she'd get snapped on. KB Yakko, you're right. And that's the only reason why she walked up. But this is a completely different story. If she walks up to her and pistol whips her, with the gun on her forehead, completely different story. And that's all I'm saying. She felt comfortable enough because nothing in her thought process or life has said, you know what, this woman could possibly hurt me. And
I just think she's a white person, and a lot of white people feel like black people still have to answer all their questions.
But if it was a black dude, she wouldn't have done that.
If it was a black dude, she would have just called the police. She would have just assumed it.
Exactly. But that's the whole thing. What I'm saying is, instead of just calling the police, she felt comfortable enough to walk up to her. She did the other way around. Whereas, most times she just would have called the police. And that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. It's like she didn't feel any threat. And a lot of women don't feel a threat like that. And not just white women, black women too. Because you see black women be rolling up on other black women like, yo, it's about to be on. Knowing full well she's like 3 inches taller than you and 50 pounds heavier, and she gonna knock your block off, but you gonna roll up on her because you don't think she gonna do nothing. Until, once again, everybody got a plan till they get hit in the face. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's the only reason I feel like she just walked up. Because they had a conversation. Bruh. She ain't walking up to a black dude and having a conversation. Not like that.
Okay.
Moral of the story is mind your business, people.
Yeah, definitely mind your business. And stay out of my affairs. All right, question of the night. So,
good one, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I was thinking about that while I was at Walmart. The question of the night is, what event in your life truly made you realize that you are now an adult? Even though you technically become an adult when you're 18, some people don't realize they're an adult until something forces them to realize they're an adult. And then with that being said, they might necessarily not become an adult at 18. It might be earlier than that. So, AG, I'll let you start.
Well, mine came much later. I didn't really feel adulthood until I was responsible for another life. When I got married, I kind of changed everything for me. I mean, you kind of like, I look at my wife sometimes and it's just like, she's walking responsibility. And that means that's just not a money thing. It's just kind of like, you have to be there. You have to be present. And you have to live your life and build your life around being present. And it is what it is. This is lifelong commitment, and you perform. You got to bring your A game every day. So for me, that was because I had bills, I had a credit report, I had all these things. It's just like, it's okay, whatever. When I got married, yeah. That was the moment for me. Now, I will say that's secondary to having kids. But for me, because I don't have kids, that's not a penultimate anymore. That is the ultimate finale for me. It's just like when I got married, when I said I do in front of all those people, especially people that didn't want it to happen necessarily, that was my moment then. That was heavy. So.
All right. Nice. Moby.
I mean, this was a difficult one for me. I guess I got two moments. The moment I realized I was an adult, my mom was really responsible for it because she knocked on my door. And that was weird to me. It was my place, but she knocked on the door, and my mom had never knocked on any door to get in the room before.
I can totally get that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So she knocked on the door and I was like puzzled. Like, what are you doing? Like, come on in. You got a key. And she was like, this is your place. And I was like, oh shit. You're right.
You have power and responsibility.
Yeah, but it was weird because I'm like, what do you mean knocking on the door? Like, I wasn't even allowed to have a door shut in the house. Like, now you knocking on them?
But it was her house.
I mean, yeah, but she was trying to prepare me to be an adult anyway, because on my 18th birthday, she got me luggage.
You say that every once in a while.
Because it's true. I still got it though. It's good luggage though. You know, it's 20. It's 20 years old now. You know,
That means it's time to go, bro.
Nah, man, I'm keeping that. That's a reminder.
No, not the luggage. You.
Oh yeah.
She got it for you at 18. So it's time to go.
Yep. She said, "I don't want you to have no illusions about being here." But the other moment was this is gonna sound like weird, but the first time I got like pulled over by the police, I realized I was an adult. I was like 20.
Okay.
Because I realized during that traffic stop, I was like, hey, if he want to take me to jail right now, they ain't got to call nobody. Like, you know
No, they do not.
They ain't got to call nobody. They ain't got to do nothing. I'm like, if this goes south, it's just on me.
True.
And that sounds like really weird to be like, yeah, you realize you're an adult when you're in the middle of a traffic stop, but it was real. I was like, oh shit, like it's just me.
That's one technicality you do not have. My mom won't hear, so you 20. There it is. I get that. I totally get that. I did it first, but I was like, oh yeah, that's right. They can do a whole lot of stuff with you. It don't matter. You're a real person now.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I guess for me, when did I realize I was actually an adult? I think I realized I was actually an adult when I moved out the house the second time.
The second time?
Third time. So, I mean, because I had moved out and stuff. I went to school, came back, went to school at Richard Bland for a while, came back, went back to ODU, came back. Then I got in a real job because, gotta have in my house, you gotta have a job if you're over a certain age. So it is what it is, bro. So I had to get a real job, which I did. And then I left. And then I made a career change. I decided I want to go back to college to finish. And then I ended up going back home because I was in a situation in which that it was no W for me. So, Dad told me to come home. And so when I left that time, I realized which is crazy, right? Yeah, you gotta leave the house multiple times because I got myself back together, and I just realized, I ain't coming back. This ain't gonna be. This is it. I have to fend for myself, and not that I wasn't fending for myself before. I was probably halfway crooking it. I was learning along the way. I was doing some stupid stuff. I did some stuff that I would probably say you shouldn't do between that age of when you leave the house and 28. And, it wasn't exactly positive. So, I mean, not negative, but it wasn't positive for me. So I just decided, I think I made myself an adult because my determination of not wanting to go back home, not that I couldn't have, but it's like achieving something. You want to achieve something for yourself. And even though you have the safety net there, you're on the trapeze, you got the safety net, you never want to use that safety net. So every flip you make, every time you grab the other person or the other trapeze, you want to make sure that was money. And so I think making sure that every move I made after that was going to allow me not to go back there. Because honestly, I think if I would have gone back home one more time, I would have considered myself abject failure in life, and I don't know where I would be. So yeah, that's when I decided. That's when I realized and decided that I was an adult. You know, sometimes you gotta go through shit to get, you know, what you need and want. So that was my shit that I went through. Ta-da! But thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate that. Appreciate
That's funny
that.
because you never really said what you went through. You just said you went through stuff.
Well, it wasn't.
You
God.
just, I went through all this stuff, and it was just all this stuff, and you know, sometimes you gotta go through this stuff, and I'm not telling you about the stuff, but you know, if I ain't go through that stuff, wouldn't have made it.
Well,
Let's
I
go.
guess-
Man.
I mean, I know, right?
Let that man tell his story, man.
Yeah, man. It was just a heartfelt story. You just made me sound like a bum.
How did I make you sound like a bum? Like it was a heartfelt story, but you know, I want
We try to
more,
say
man.
say nothing.
And then
I'm trying to say that most of the time you good at not saying anything.
I know.
Exactly.
I'm really good.
You got to consider the source, man. Ruben ain't trying to get him information.
I mean,
Come on, man. He's put us out there and then don't say nothing. Come on now.
no, it's just one of those things where, like, you know, when I was younger, I failed a lot at life. I failed a lot at life. You know, it wasn't a failure as in that it affected someone else. It was a complete 100% Ruben failure at that part of my life on certain things. And when it's all said and done, I was just not. It is all my fault. I mean, there's no one to blame or anything like that. I just was ill-equipped to deal with life. You know, when I didn't have school, I just didn't know how to deal with life. I didn't pay attention to the lessons. And, you know, I failed a shit ton, you know, like you never quit a job before you have another one. You know, yeah, I failed at that shit. Like I failed at a lot of things at that point in time in my life. And it was just, you know, as a man, it's very disheartening. And I could have easily just quit and lived in my parents' house until I was 48. But, you know, and they probably would have let me live there probably a couple of years. They probably would have kicked me out eventually, you know, because Dad would have probably been like, "It's time for you to get the hell out of here."
Yeah, I'm
What?
about to say, I can't imagine eventually they'd be like, all right,
Yeah, but I mean, you know, that's the thing, man. It's one of to me, I consider it a personal failure. That I literally had to go back home at like the age of 28 to get my shit together. Like that to me, that's a personal failure, you know. And it's like, yeah, it's like it's almost also a negative reflection on my parents. Now, once again, that's just the way I feel about it. But you know, we've talked about, you know, having places to go and having your own wealth and all the other stuff. You know, I found out the house that I grew up in, we're the only people ever to live in that house. Like my dad and mom bought that while they were building it. So we're the only people to ever live in that place. I didn't know that. Like, so, like, that's stuff that I want to accomplish for myself one day, you know, even though I don't have any children, as far as I know, out here.
gotta throw it out there. As far as I know,
Hey,
I don't recall.
Out here fornicating.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man. There was a point in time in my life that I would say,
You saying too much? You saying too much?
"Nah, it's okay now, man. This is what you wanted, man. Now you're gonna take it." No, I would say there's a point in time where there's probably like a 10-year stretch that I was hoping that I would not get that knock on my door saying that I'm your son or I'm your daughter. I would say that. That's fair.
Use the pappy.
I mean, so far that hasn't happened. How about now,
How
Moco
about now?
Cowboy? Nah.
You sure you ain't gonna get some knock on the door from some adult like, hey, saw your picture from
Wow.
and the time frame matches up.
Look, man, this CMOB, this is the real reason why I move a lot, man. I want people to be able to find me, man. That's why I move a lot, because I don't need to be in a place too long, because
I
people
mean,
can find me, man.
That makes
That's-
sense because you do move like every
I move a
year.
lot,
Like
and-
you
yep.
do.
About moving a month too, and it's just I don't need to be in a place. I don't need to be in a location too long, because I don't need nobody to get a beat on where I'm at, because I'm running.
You run.
I'm 100 miles of running.
I'm gonna need you to just wrap it up then. Like shoot,
MC
like,
ran on a gunning. Yeah, no, but
Really?
nah. Hey man, I do what I do. But nah, man, I tell you, Trent. Moco Cowboy's funny.
It is funny that you were real specific about there's a 10-year stretch.
I mean,
So-
yeah, that's my
so
thought
there's-
process.
There's a 10-year stretch where I was shooting up the club regularly.
KB, I saw your show on Twitch. It was like looking in the mirror. This is why I don't go into stuff. But nah. So that there's some things. Failures, man, just personal failures. I'm not a fan of. So hopefully, nobody else has to go through them. That's why I teach. I teach these young cats, man. Don't be stupid. Get an education, so you can have like money and stuff. So, all right, awesome. So, Moby, since you got questions and stuff, what's on your mind?
Trying to figure out how many clubs you actually shot up in that 10-year stretch to have you moving around so much in 2021, still ducking.
Stick and move, baby. Stick and move.
Just like I'm doing a snake.
Don't do that no more. Like, let's not. I'm glad they're not gonna see that on the podcast.
It was an awesome snake. Stop it.
Okay. Yeah, don't stop.
So
Yeah,
special.
so what's on my mind? Yeah, man. So today, just flipping through the channels and stumbled onto the tournament. Y'all don't know that's the $1 million tournament where
The
they
TBT.
yeah. So got to watch my brother play on Category 5. So
I didn't know he was on that.
You know what? Neither did I.
Did they win?
Yeah, they won.
Oh man,
Now, what are we talking about?
how you tell nobody? That's messed up.
I mean, that's probably on me. Like, I hadn't really texted him since before Dad's birthday, so I didn't know he was going. Because I said something to you the other day. I was like, man, I'm surprised he's not going to be in the TBT. It's a tournament that they have every year. 64 teams enter, and it's $1 million winner take all tournament. So the winning team gets $1 million. Everybody else, thanks for coming.
What kind of tournament is it?
Basketball.
Was that what I ran across on ESPN today?
Yeah. So
Oh,
basically, there's a whole bunch of older
Your brother's on
basketball
the team?
players.
Yeah, he's on Category 5, which is assortment of ex-University of Miami players.
Does he start?
Yeah,
Really?
he had in game 1, I guess he hit the shot that the one. I think he had 18, and today he had like 15.
Okay. I didn't know that, man. I'd be
So
watching.
they split it among the team, or does it have to go?
Yeah, so
Oh.
if they get $1 million, they split it amongst everyone.
And it's already been predetermined. They've already split it up and all that, so they all get it Zelled to them, so you can put out Zell and stuff. But continue, Moby.
Yeah, so as I was watching that, man, I was just like, man, it feels good to see adults not giving up on their dream, man. And like recently, I have made the decision to try to continue my education.
Nice.
So it was. So that's really what's on my mind, man. Looking at my brother play, I was like, man, he getting closer to 30 than he'd like, and he's still out here doing it. So just because I'm closer to 40 than I'd like, I guess I can still get out here and do it too. Not on the basketball court though. No, I can't do that at all. Like, I played basketball the other week, man, and I was about to see, man, I can play this basketball game if we make it half court, but this up and down thing, man. The knees ain't what they used to be.
I understand that. 'Cause
But no, that's it, man. You know, just excited about, you know, being an adult and still dreaming a bit.
Word. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. AG, what's on your mind, bro?
Well, I had a date night or a date day. We don't go out at night too often because we old. Well, it's true because we watched Jeopardy the other night. I said, girl, we old. But anyway.
That is a telltale indicator.
Yeah.
You're sitting with your significant other watching.
Man,
Ooh.
we were killing it. I said, girl, we old.
We
old as hell.
killing it.
We were, man. I was like, what I didn't know she knew. And then I was like, and then I knew some stuff. Girl, man, we could have won like 3,200. I'm just saying. But anyway, so we had a date day the other day, Friday, I think it was.
Just 3,200
yesterday. Well, we ain't that smart. Just saying.
Oh, okay.
But so I took her to the movies and we saw because her dude is M. Night Shyamalan, so she like everything that dude. And I'm
How?
like, makes sense.
How?
But that's what I said.
He's like 1 for 5. Every 5 movies he'll give
Well,
you.
he like 2 for
Which
5.
one?
2 for 5. Because see, I said I like The Happening and I liked Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense.
That's 3 for 5 because Sixth Sense, The Happening, and what's the Mel Gibson one? The Signs. I like that one.
I was about to say those are the two. I'll say 1 for 5. So those are the 2 I'd give you: Sixth Sense and Sign.
Okay, so I'm not a real fan because for me, when he does it, and when he doesn't, it's almost like Tyler Perry level failure. So I'm sitting here going, okay. But as like it's my wife, it looked interesting, so I took her to see Old. If you haven't seen the previews for it, it's a movie, it's new. I ain't gonna tell it. But anyway, I just want to let you know that everybody is redeemable because this movie was off the chain.
Okay, so this was one of his hits.
Yes.
So he hit on this. Okay.
Oh man, home run.
Because every time I see a M. Night Shyamalan movie, I'm going, is this going to be one?
Yeah.
Is this going to be the one?
We all do. And I'm telling you, man, if you have time, I don't know if your wife's into this kind of thing, but if you have time, y'all need to go see this. Ruben, you need to go see it. No, not you. No, you don't. No.
I was about to say, that's not his bag.
But anyway, I'm not going to tell none of the movie, but it is better than the previews. The trailers don't do it justice. Oh my God.
Okay, is it a good payoff twist at the end?
Oh, absolutely. Because I thought at one moment that he was just going to leave us hanging and we don't have to like eat that for years like he usually does. But this, or sometimes can do, I should say that. But this time it was like, what? And then it was like, what? Yo, it was good. It was good. And like I said, I'm like you. I'm a fan of when he's good, but I'm like, whatever, because he disappoints me more than he does.
What was that movie? Wasn't he responsible for that? What movie? The Village or whatever?
Oh,
God, that's one of the worst pieces of crap ever produced, man. God,
man, I'm telling you.
I'd rather watch the Blair Witch Project in Portuguese than watch that movie, man.
In Portuguese. I'm telling you, man, he's not wrong, man. I mean, wow. So I just want to let you know, man, it's just like if somebody's willing to put in the work, you can be redeemed. I don't care what you've done. If you put in the work, you can get back. So that's what I got on my mind.
All right. Yeah. Nah, that whole Village when they came out and they were just at the freeway, man. I was done with that.
I was pissed.
I remember it's such a bad movie.
Yeah, man. So, what's on my mind? Yo, man, I need the weather to make up his mind. Man. I understand it's summer, and I understand it's hot, and I ain't got no issues if it being hot. Well, I do, but what am I gonna do? But yo, man, so I was going to Petersburg to see the folks. And I drove through so much water falling from the sky on a Saturday that I could see like 3 feet in front of me. And I was like, people were pulled off and stuff. And I was just like, why are you going to pull off? Because that doesn't make sense to me. Because one, I could barely see. So you're gonna pull off. It's like that's crazy. But then it's like, okay, I'll pull off. Then I realize, oh, I'm on that big bridge on 295. It ain't no pulling off here. It's you either gonna make it or that bridge is coming down. And so I had hoped that the bridge was sturdy enough to deal with the rain and cars and trucks and all that, and it was. I'm here. So then, about 5 miles later, it looks like nothing ever touched the ground, and I just don't
Okay,
understand.
It didn't rain where I was at Saturday, so
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense, man. None of this makes any sense, and I'm just like, look, man, if you're gonna give us, if it's gonna be hot, I just let it be hot for 45 days, man, and then go back to whatever. I got this watch tan that shows my true skin color, and it's just like, come on, man, this tan, this is killing me, and I don't know, I'm just really annoyed more so about the weather than anything else. So really, I don't got a lot on my mind except for bad drivers are just bad drivers everywhere. It's coming down, and what you gonna do? You're gonna drive in this thing, no lights on, bruh. You got a silver car. Really, KP Echo? That's funny. Silver car.
they look
No
kind of
lights on.
crackerish.
I mean, shut up. That's all I'm gonna say to that. But yo, man, I just don't get it, man. You got a silver car and there's rain coming down, so you're virtually invisible, and you ain't got your lights on. Man, where the police when you need them, man? That's like I needed somebody. I needed a police drone or something to come and give that man a ticket, because I'm sick of people getting away with crap, man. That's all I got to say.
So what's on your mind is a discrepancy you have with weather, and a guy in a silver or a male or female in a silver car with no headlights on in a rainstorm.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Look, man, I never question anything on your mind, man. Why you judging me? I need
No,
you not to be judging me. I feel like I'm getting judged right now.
There's no judgment. I just want
did.
no because
I-
you talked around, and I just wanted to make sure I got to the root of what was bothering you. Like, I feel like this was like some mad rapper part. Like, I just want to be like, hey, what's making you mad, Ruben? And you just rattle off what's making you mad. Because I feel like you use the what's on your mind to say whatever's pissing you off. Like, if somebody makes a type of peep that you don't approve of, that's what's really making you mad. If somebody were to say, hey, we're about to make another Christopher Robin movie, that would make you mad. If anybody said Morris Chestnut was going to be in anything, that would make you mad. Like, let's just call this segment like what's making Ruben mad.
But that's not the case all the time. You just pick a couple things.
You're right, but I say a strong majority of
Well,
it.
I would say that I don't judge yours. I think you need to stop judging mine.
That wasn't a judgment. That was an observation.
I mean, why you worry about what I'm talking about, man? You coming for me for no reason.
I wasn't even coming for you.
That's the way it feels, man. That's the way it
Look, man,
feels.
I can't do anything about your feelings, and I'm sorry if my observation made you feel as such. I simply wanted to know if what's grinding Ruben's gears. That's what we should call this. Matter of fact, we just need to have a segment because Ruben, I love hearing about what's currently upsetting you because you're so passionate about it. No matter how small and insignificant it may seem, you never lack passion with it, and that's a skill. That's a skill.
Just because it's insignificant to you, sir, does not mean it's not insignificant to everybody.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. But your passion is.
Hey, man, if you're not going to be passionate about something, what are you talking about it for?
You're right. You're a professional hater. I've said it several times.
Hey, I mean, I'm
Professional
saying.
hater.
Wow.
Professional hater.
That's no. Wait, this ain't nothing that's new. But I'm
No,
also.
he's on that. He's a professional hater.
Yeah. I ain't got no problem with that. It is what it is, man. I don't like it. And it's not a good segment. It's not going to happen.
I think what's grinding Ruben's gears is a great segment.
Because every week, my gears aren't getting grind. It's just.
Hold on. So you mean to tell me that at some point in time on every show, you don't go off on something that's upsetting you?
Yeah. There's sometimes I don't.
AJ, have you heard that episode?
What episode is that?
The episode in which Ruben did not express disdainment towards something?
Usually he's upset about something. That's for
Thank
sure.
you. I have not been a part of that episode in which he wasn't upset about something.
What about the episode when I talked about my weight loss and I showed the pants that are too big for me now?
Okay.
Off my nuts.
No. You're talking about one part of one show. I'm sure if we listen to the rest of
But
that
that's
show,
not what you said.
that's exactly what I just said. I said at some point in time, you talk about something that you have animosity towards in every show. I didn't
talk
say
about that
just in
every
this
week.
segment.
Why are you coming for me? We talk about stuff we're
Coming
mad
for
about every week. We don't.
And you just said exactly what I said.
But I mean, I'm saying, I'm trying to figure out.
Because you were saying what's grinding Ruben's gears wouldn't be a good segment. Can you say because I'm not always upset? And I'm like, every show, that's the basis of our show.
I wasn't upset about anything until my moment.
It doesn't matter.
And I can't even have a
at some
moment.
point in time.
Why can't I have a moment?
I'm trying to give you a whole damn segment
I
to
don't
have
need
a
a
moment.
segment. I don't need a segment. Stop it.
Goodness. Oh my goodness.
Jesus.
What are we doing?
Everything was fine until he started judging my
It's my
segments.
fault. I did that.
It is your
I
fault.
apologize.
No, you don't. I don't need your apology. Keep it to
Wow.
yourself.
I wasn't apologizing to you. I was apologizing to AG and the rest of the listeners. I
Whatever. You brought it up. It's
All
your
three
fault.
of y'all. All three of y'all. I'm sorry. KBIACO, Mocha Cowboy. My bad.
All I'm saying is this is your fault. I don't know how this is my
Right.
fault.
Do you know how long I've been married? You throwing blame at me ain't doing nothing to me.
I mean, but you started it. I don't understand.
I just said I'm sorry. I'm cool. You right. You right, man.
Yeah, but you don't apologize to me. You apologize to everybody else. F. Ruben.
I see you threw the F Ruben in there.
I mean, that's
not
basically
me.
what you said. I ain't get no apology.
I'm
I can't
sorry
get
you
no
feel
apology.
that way.
I can't get no apology for
Ruben,
riling me up.
I apologize if you think I was coming for you. That was not my intention, sir.
AG, that's what it sounded like, though. But hey,
I just gave you an apology and you still upset.
I got a right to be.
We all got rights.
All right, then. I mean, Jesus, man, what a perfectly good show, and this guy wants to come in.
Make an observation.
Hey, man, keep your observation to yourself sometime,
What the hell you got me on the show for then?
because you never keep it to yourself.
Wow.
What the hell you got me on the show for?
Man, why are you trying to start arguments, man? Things were fine. Then he's trying to start an argument. Jesus. It's time for us to go. Cause now I gotta calm down. I gotta woosah my ears. It's like in Bad Boys too. So thank you everybody for listening. Thanks for listening live. Thanks for listening on the podcast. Because I know this will be on the podcast and it's going to be funny as we play back and listen to it. But, thank you to AG. Thank you to Mo B. Thank you to those who have commented. Listen, episode was spicy. Nice. Jeez. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Sorry, Mo B. I shouldn't have.
Nah, man, we good, man.
That's not the point.
I'm not even saying that. We good.
I'm just saying. I can't leave like that. So I apologize myself. We good?
We were good before you
I'm
gave
just saying,
that half-hearted apology. We were
Why
good
can't we
before then.
half-hearted? Why I got no jabs, man?
We were good. We were good.
You see your AG?
I don't get mad at Ruben for doing Ruben things. That's not cool, man.
What's a Ruben thing?
Like to get super emotional and riled up and think somebody's coming for you. You say me and AG are attacking you all the time, mainly me, but you said it to AG too. You always think we attacking you, and I'm not. So I'm good.
Look, man. All I'm saying
I'm
is,
just gonna get off the show and start listening to Throat Babies and.
I mean, I can't do nothing about that. All I'm saying is,
it's all good, man. Just take us home, man.
Jesus, God, man, killing me. But thanks everybody for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Tell your friends. Down below, we have our Twitter, Instagram handles. Definitely hit us up on social media. We'll be back next Sunday for hopefully another spicy episode of 5 Minute Warning. Just sprinkle some spice on that, apparently. For Mo B, for AG, I'm Ruben and Moby with the Cheshire Smile. We will see you next week. Peace.
You can send any questions or comments to FIVE Minute Warning 19 at gmail.com.
The 5-Minute Warning can now be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Breaker, Google Podcast, and Radio Public. Share, like, subscribe.
You've been listening to the 5-Minute Warning with Ruben Brown. Search 5-Minute Warning on the Spotify app. Peace.
Stay safe out there.